Hello, buongiorno. Welcome to my channel. This is Al's Draws. Something new for me. I've been needing to do something with my artwork for a while, and well, I figured I'd let you all join in. It's gonna be a bit of a ghetto setup to start with. You want to see my little arrangement I've got here. Long story short, the camera's counterbalanced by a shoe on a string, so it's literally a shoestring arrangement. What we're going to be doing, I'm going to draw a little stuff for you. I'm usually going to have something in pencil first. Well, if it's good enough for Neil Buchanan, it's good enough for me, frankly. And we'll chat a little bit of shit. We'll talk about technique. We'll talk about materials. All my artwork is monochrome, black on white. Some of you might be frustrated. Look, if you want to colour something in, you know, order a print or something and you can colour it in. I'm going to get a website going very, very soon where you'll be able to, you know, buy some of these things up. I'll print them off, whatever size you want, post them out to you, and you can enjoy them for yourself, hopefully. It's going to be a distinctly after the watershed thing, because I'm not about to code my own language in my own room, for God's sake, and I'd like to think that less and less people care about this shit these days. So let's crack on. What have I got? I've done me a dolphin. I was watching a bit of Attenborough, and I thought, you know, a dolphin, it's basically a banana with a mouth, isn't it? So, you know, let's get on with it. What am I going to do with him? I'll do the outline for you first, just something easy, and then I'm gonna pimp him a little bit. You might be able to see on here. I've done a bit of you know, sort of like a diamondback, sort of snaky sort of print for his belly, and then on the back here, I'm gonna do a bit of leopard print because I'm a big fan of leopard print out of place. And I think down the side, I'm gonna do some camouflage, and we'll get some samples of some camo, and we'll have a quick look at what we want to do. So let's crack on. I'm using here, this is a Rotring pen, they are German, yeah. You probably can't see that, can you? It's called a Tiki Graphic, which I think is a pretty shit name, to be honest with you, but they're like a felt tip. They come in all different sizes, and they make a good line. They're not the flagship model. These German guys who build these pens, they've got they do some really serious technical drawing pens. This is an isograph. This is actually an inkwell in here with a little kind of you call it a piston inside there, and there's a tiny little bit of wire that comes out the end, and you push the wire in and the ink comes out. They make some of the blackest lines I've ever seen, but they're not good for scratchy, shading, quick cartoon work and stuff like that. So I'll show you this. I'll get it apart one day and clean it out, because you have to clean it like all the time. But these, sometimes £3 a pack. So I can't argue with that. So we'll go down to his tail here, to his belly. The framing's going to be a bit odd to start with, because my little boom arm, I can only get the camera over on the landscape angle, and as you can see, the picture is probably supposed to be in portrait, but we'll leave it how it is. You people can suck it up. If you're art nerds, you're not going to care, are you? Yeah, so I'm just going to do the fun part. No pressure. Going to leave a little overlap there just for perspective. I'm going to rotate this a lot, because I find that the best lines you get come from this action with your hand. You want to use your wrist as a sort of a compass point, and then you'll get a more consistent line. So rather than bunch up and try to keep the angle right, you're just going to have to live with it. So here's his tail. I just looked at a picture to get his outline, sketched it out real quick. The original picture didn't look like this. It was just look at a dolphin and see what you can do. Crack on with his tail. His tail's looking pretty good. Basically, he's going to turn out as something a bit psychedelic. I'm going to draw him like maybe he'll be jumping out the fire or something like that. Had a lovely Christmas day. Got some new kicks. Pretty chuffed. Frame in. There we go. Right you are, son. Right you are. This is a nice line, man. And you can scratch and go back over yourself with these pens really easy. So when you're doing a big cartoon on a big piece of paper, these little scratches and stuff, they're only going to give it texture. Give it a bit of extra texture. I think his face is pretty good, you know. So I'm not a professional artist, well, not yet anyway. The second one of you chumps buys a poster, then technically on paper I will be. But I have been drawing for most of my life, really. So I'm gonna leave a little gap here because I want to draw some sort of a beam coming out of his eye. Just to make it all look a bit more freaky. So I'm gonna leave a little gap here in case I want to do it. This is the thing about drawing in pen. You've got to you're working backwards. So something about perspective, yeah. Have a little bit of tea. Oh. A lot of pen artists have to make the jump some point in their life between 2 and 3D, and it can be tricky. So, par example, you can see he has got another fin. I had to sit here and decide whether you were going to be able to see that at all, because sometimes you just go, oh no, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just leave it. I won't draw it, and it won't look too bad. But I'll show you some examples. In fact, I will show you an example of when I've gotten this horribly wrong. Where is he? Where are you, pal? This book's an absolute mess. Here we go. Lovely. Let's check the focus there. Ah, balls. There we go. He's in frame. So this one will be available as a print, as a poster, if you fancy it. So what's gone wrong here? You might not even be able to notice, but you see his other leg. It's behind there, but I think really you should be able to see a bit more of his ankle. And I just think it's at a dodgy angle, really. I just think it's at a really dodgy angle. It looks like he's broken it, or something like that. And I probably shouldn't have told you that, because I bet your ass you wouldn't notice. It's like playing live music, original music, because no one knows what the songs sound like. No one knows what the songs sound like, so if you fuck them up, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's what can happen when you try and draw something that's slightly out of view. Alright, let's see if we can actually get back to the picture I'm supposed to be doing here. Where are you, pal? There we are. Okay, we're running up to low battery now. So I'll get this little fin in. I'll get his the fin we can see. We'll do his dorsal fin as well real quick. Because obviously with the angle I've done here, we're sort of almost looking up at him really, at his underside. So you won't be able to see much of that dorsal fin there. And there we are. Little shoulder. I'm going to divide this all up in a bit of a cartoony fashion. Oh, he's ended up a bit fatter than I hoped. He's a bit chubby. He's a bit chubbier in the middle. There we go. And then the other one, I mean, it's the what happens is when something's behind something, you'll draw so little of it that you'll think, oh, what's the point? Is that even there? You know. But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, guys. Just crack on with what you're doing. It's a great thing about doing original work. You know, there's nothing to compare it to. Right, and then I'm very vaguely just I'm gonna do this with broken lines to start with. Let me get this little diamond pattern in here. Looks like he's got some sort of lightning motif. The bit I'm dreading here is the editing, the video editing. God, what a pain in the ass. You're gonna get the pleasure of my Windows Movie Maker skills. There we go, baby. That's looking pretty sick. There we go. Look, Ma. It's a dolphin. Fucking A. No, this is just going to be a bulk line. That's giving him just a bit of body there. Right. I haven't anticipated my battery life, so without this cutting horribly abruptly short, I'm going to end it here, and we'll have a part 2. Thanks for watching. Don't let the bastards grind you down.